Narcissism is the least of his troubles. He's like, other psychopaths. He's just like a serial killer. He has killed a lot of people.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Now this week, the leftists went all fire and brimstone, especially in their defense of the destruction of statues of the Founding Fathers. CNN's Don Lemon says we need to examine the flaws in the Founding Fathers and others.
Jesus Christ, if that's who you believe in, Jesus Christ, admittedly, was not perfect when he was here on this earth.
Wow. Actually, Don, for Christians, Christ's perfection is kind of the whole point, but Don is fairly clueless. Really, the best part, though, is Cuomo's face. He's like frozen, a deer in the headlights. He can't believe Don is saying this. But if you believe in a perfect Christ, or you just even believe in a heaven, you likely believe in a hell as well. And MSNBC's Rachel Maddow has claimed the power to decide whose souls she's taking. Of course, it's those of the Trump administration.
You have to think this is the one for which multiple Trump administration officials are most likely to spend eternity in cosmic penance and damnation.
An eternity in hell probably involves having to watch her program every evening. That's a program that's sponsored by Progressive, by the way. Feel free to give them a call and let them know how you feel about their support for the taker of souls, because we do have to take action, folks. The left is. And as CNN already this week proposed ideas on how to correct that awful, awful Mount Rushmore.
If they're going to put someone on Mount Rushmore, considering the history of this country, the first black president should be front and center.
Yeah. On the front and center of most of us are our noses, which we use to smell. But MSNBC's Brian Williams uses his bias to prove that he's not like the rest of us.
On rare occasion, when our government talks about the death toll from coronavirus in the black community, they never fail to mention the comorbidities. Am I alone in hearing at least a whiff of victim shaming?
Hearing a whiff? How do you do that?
Am I alone in hearing at least a whiff of victim shaming?
The answer should be yes. Yes, you are alone, Brian, in hearing these whiffs, but it's MSNBC, so.
They never fail to mention the comorbidities. Am I alone in hearing at least a whiff of victim shaming?
Oh, absolutely.
What's wrong with the mention of comorbidities such as diabetes? It's a fact. Leftists love to claim they believe in facts and science, especially that Facts First CNN, when the data shows that violent crime is on the rise.
Yeah, democratic cities are in chaos right now. Is this what you want from Joe Biden? And they're going to take your country away, and they're taking down the statues. And
crime is rising as they defund police.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. And they get defunding police. It's like...
Yes, in CNN, the facts that violent crime is on the increase in Democrat-run cities, it doesn't matter. But when they do decide that violence matters, they blame the reopening of businesses.
The number of homicides are spiking. Look at the data. New York, Chicago, Louisville. The increases started in June. You say, hey, wasn't that about the same time as the protests? All those calls to defund the police? That's got to be the reason. See, you turn on the cops and the criminals run wild. That's why she wants questions about it. To say that, right? But what else started in June? Well, states started lifting stay-at-home orders then, didn't they?
Well, everybody knows once you have restaurants at 25% capacity, violence just breaks out all over the place, huh? It's just best to keep everything shut down if you listen to CNN. I mean, CNN is really good at shutting things down, especially their guests who challenge them and the Marxist organization, Black Lives Matter.
When you look at the organization, police brutality is not the only thing they're talking about.
I know that, I agree, but that's not what the Black Lives Matter movement is about, Terry. Black Lives Matter is about police brutality and about criminal justice.
Why even have a guest, really? The only guests the left lets speak unchecked are the deranged ones, and that, yes, brings us to our insane Trump-Nazi connection of the week.
Narcissism is the least of his troubles. He's like, other psychopaths. He's just like a serial killer. He has killed a lot of people. He's like Hitler or Stalin. Those people are just different. It's a rare condition. They're different from other people. And yes, cheating is a way of life. Lying is a way of life. Hurting people He has no conscience.
No debate, no rebuttal. Just like Hitler and Stalin, a serial killer, there is a number below to let NBC Universal know how you feel about segments like that one from The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell. Please call them. And that'll have to be about our last word. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC TV. Please check out mrc-store.com for great conservative gear, mrctv.org for some great stories that we're all working on. Like and share these videos. Please subscribe, and I'll be back with some more leftist media madness next week.